All right, so what if I told you that some iPhones are going to get cheaper and others are going to get more expensive? Because we have some new leaks of the iPhone 12's price tags, and let's just say they're sort of going up and down. It looks like Apple is looking into an unorthodox method to avoid giving us a touchscreen MacBook. And yes, don't even get me started. I know that CES won't happen physically next year, sadly. I'm Jaime Rivera, and let's give a hand and an And let's give a hand and an iPad Pro to the more sarcastic editor known to man. Happy birthday, Diego. This is Pocketnow Daily, sponsored by MediaTek. Stick around to learn why you should pick MediaTek for your next purchase. The official news today begin with deals, and clearly, those of you that are looking for a laptop, there are a couple of really good options right now. For example, the latest MacBook Air is $100 off on both Amazon and B&H, leaving the 8GB of RAM, 256GB of SSD variant for $899 for the silver variant. Now, the gold and the space gray variants are $50 off, leaving those at $950 shipped. The latest Surface Book 3 is $240 off, leaving the Intel Core i5, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB of SSD variant for $1359. And then we've got the Galaxy Tab S6 for $30 off, leaving it at $320 shipped. And then we've got deals for the LG G8 and even the V35 in the links of the description as well. All right, I have been waiting for this moment today for the past 5 years. 5 years, I'm clarifying, I'm not talking about the Pixel 4a, but bear with me, we have been waiting for Sony to finally upgrade their A7S lineup to give us the camera that we actually wanted. It happened today, and well, there's a lot to like, and there's some to be disappointed about. So yes, Sony unveiled their new Alpha 7S Mark III mirrorless camera, which is oriented more for videographers. This camera brings a new 12.1-inch megapixel black illuminated CMOS sensor and a new image processing engine with up to 8 times more power. It shoots UHD 4K video at 16-bit raw output. It also allows you to use their Atmos Ninja V HDR monitor recorder, which allows ProRes RAW recording via HDMI up to 4K at 60 frames per second. So we finally get the camera that all of us YouTubers have been waiting for, finally a Sony full-frame camera with large pixels, meaning higher ISO sensitivity that includes an articulated LCD, can record up to 4K at 120 frames per second, which is insane. And oh, they finally fixed the menu system, and you can actually select things in the menu with your finger. I mean, common sense finally reached that department. So what's the catch? Well, I wasn't expecting this camera to be cheap. It wouldn't make sense. So yeah, it starts at $3,500, and that is the problem. Not because I feel that it's inadequately priced. I feel it just launched so late that now you've got that Canon EOS R5, which means you can get pretty much 8K RAW for $300 more. So you get where I'm going. I have actually been wanting to go back to Canon for a bit, and I wanted to get this A7S III. I might go Canon. Now, if you can name another product that's been more leaked than the new Galaxy Watch that's coming, I dare you. Fine, you win, Pixel 4a. I get it. But anyways, now we have a new leak from Twitter showing off the packaging. There's really not much to see here except for this new copper variant. The leak specifications from the watch include either a 1.2-inch or a 1.4-inch display, depending on the variant, 1GB of RAM, 8GB of storage running on the latest Tizen OS, and there's also a full unboxing video on YouTube from a different channel than the one that we got yesterday. So yeah, no secrets are left here. We also have multiple pictures of the Galaxy Tab S7 from Evan Blass, showing the device with the S Pen, the keyboard, and even playing Halo with an Xbox controller. So yeah, it might just be that, you know, we finally get, I'd say, an Android tablet that's not a chump. Let's see what we get. All right, do not even get me started. I was looking forward to going to IFA this year. The invitation is still there, but I don't see anything changing with this pandemic, and so it turns out that what was expected to happen just did. Yes, CES is going to go digital. And let me just clarify, this is CES 2021. The event will take place from January 6th to January 9th, and according to the company, technology and innovation will help them reimagine CES, and it will help bring together the tech community in a more meaningful way. I'd like to see that. They also said that by using the digital platform, it allows them for a more unique experience to help their exhibitors connect with existing new audiences. And this is no surprise. I mean, all other events except for IFA to some degree were either canceled, and CTA has determined that there was just no way to carry out CES as a physical event next year. And you know what, guys? This is not a don't get me started because I'm upset because CTA is doing this. No, I feel that this is the right thing. Without a vaccine, there should not be an event. So I think that this is the correct thing to do. It's just sad, you know? Not that CES was my favorite event, but it's still sad. And all right, we have been asking, or should I say debating, why Apple has never made a touchscreen MacBook. Since we've had touchscreen Windows computers, oh my God, tablet PCs, they started in 2002. So yeah, that's how late Apple is to the market, even if the company has confirmed that they're not interested in doing it, that it's just not the optimal position. And yet we know that Apple is that company that completely contradicts itself, like in the case of the Apple Pencil or larger iPhones. And well, today we get a patent for a sort of an alternative. Apple Insider just discovered a new patent application that shows how Cupertino would design an accessory that would allow you to connect two iPads for notebook-style computing. The application is titled Modular Multiple Display Electronic Devices, which basically lets you use a modular hinge to connect two iPhones or two iPads to use as a display, and the other as a dynamic keyboard. The patent shows two different scenarios. One would work like a regular laptop with both of the displays on landscape mode, or like a book, which kind of looks like a Surface Duo. There's multiple patents that suggest multi-screen devices from Apple, which could also mean that the company is looking for foldable alternatives as well. Now, if only all of us lived in Monaco, had that level of wealth, and owned two iPads. Yeah. Folks, before we get to the hottest news, in addition to today's question, here's a word from today's sponsor, MediaTek. Did you know that its technology powers the popular Sony WF-1000XM3s? These were the first true wireless earbuds to feature true active noise cancellation. 24-bit audio signal processing also makes these one of my favorites for sound quality. We have a battery life of up to 24 hours with the carrying case, and full integration at a tap with the Google Assistant and even Amazon's Alexa Assistant. You can find these in the first link in the description on Amazon.com, and in the second link you'll find more information as to why brands like Sony trust MediaTek. Thank you for sponsoring this video. And finally, the hottest news today have to do with iPhone 12s, more leaks, information on specs, and also what you care about, which is the price. Let's start it off with batteries. The tipster claims that the regular iPhone 12 will bring a 2,227 mAh battery, the 12 Max a 2,815 mAh, the 12 Pro will bring a 2,775, and finally the 12 Pro Max will bring a 3,687 power pack. Now, the tipster claims that the 12's battery is actually going to be worse than the SE2, and that is a very bad statement. Apparently, the 12 Pro will get the same as the 11 Pro, and then after that you get the 12 Max, and apparently the 12 Pro Max will remain battery kings, as it will bring similar batteries to the 11 Pro Max. According to him, the small 12 will bring such a small battery because it packs a larger camera module, and Apple had to make some room by sacrificing some battery life. Now let's move on to the prices. Apparently the 12 and 12 Max will come both with 5G and LTE variants. The 5G 12 will start at $699 with the 64GB variant, while the 5G 12 Max starts at $799 for the 64GB variant. Then the 12 Pro and Pro Max won't bring LTE variants, and they will start at 128 gigs of storage with a $1,049 price tag for the 12 Pro and an $1,149 price tag for the 12 Pro Max. According to him, the 5G and LTE variants will have a $50 to $100 difference between them, and he also claims that these prices are different than the ones that we saw from John Prosser because we have to take into account 5G millimeter wave and the fact that the regular variants are actually now bringing Samsung displays, not BOE. But yeah, in the comments down below, and I'm actually going to leave a poll in the community tab. For the next iPhones, what are you going to pick? 5G or LTE? If you had to pick one, depending on the price difference, let's say it's $100, would you go 5G or LTE in 2020? Because in my case, I think that it's still a good time for LTE. But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles. Fine, I'll look for an iPad Pro. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.